Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to start new topic, that is application of chemistry in our day-to-day life. Okay, so we are using several things in eating, also in we wear clothes, using medicines, using phones, and all these things. So there is somewhere some connections with chemistry also. Okay, butter, cheese, mayonnaise, jams, they all contain some chemicals. Okay, medicines, it contains chemicals. Villain clothes. Okay, and constructions, cements, perfumes, soaps, cosmetics, they all contain some chemicals. So these are the daily applications of chemistry in our day-to-day life. LPG cylinders, tires we are used, constructions, bridges. Okay, so chemistry provides most of the things we use to support, sustain, and make our lives comfortable. Okay, so this is very important, that chemistry play a very important role in our day-to-day life. See, chemistry, food and chemistry. Okay, the balance that we are use. Okay, the food we eat, carbohydrates and proteins, fats, vitamins, these things are present in our food. Okay, so they gives these things on when we eat food. Okay, we get energy from carbohydrates. Our body get strengthened by the use of protein, fats. Vitamins are an important, a very plays a very important role in our body to get to maintain our body fit. So everything is there is a relationship between each and everything. Chemistry has a relationship between each and everything. Okay, students. Protein, another form in our diet, and it is present in large amount in bodybuilding foods. Proteins, called as enzymes, are used in various chemical reactions, okay, taking place in our body. So proteins also takes part in chemical reactions also. Some proteins called hormones are secreted in our body to control various activities taking place in it. People suffering from lifestyles. Nowadays people are suffering from lifestyle. Okay, so from a disease called diabetes. So diabetes is also called as a lifestyle disease. Okay, so these are the things and that shows that the importance of chemistry in our day-to-day life. Okay, so now comes another topic, that is food processing and preservation. This is a very important thing. Food processing. What is food processing? Basically, it is a process of changing raw agricultural food or animal products into food. Okay, means we are not eat the food as it grows. We process it first and make it in the form of eatable form, that is, so that can be eaten easily. Okay, or we convert into a form of food. Okay, wheat grains are processed to produce wheat flour. Bread, cheese, wines, they are processed food. Okay, so food processing are very important, and the process of treatment of food to stop or slow down the spoilage. Okay, we don't want our food to get spoiled, and we don't want our food to lose its nutritive value, so they are preserved. So we nowadays we see canned foods are there, packings are there, so they are used for long time. Okay, they can be used for after a long time also. So preservations are there. There are some preservatives also used. For example, food preservations are add variety to food, increase the food supply, and decreases the wastage. These are the characteristics of food preservations. Okay, what is the principle of food preservation? It works on the principle of delaying self-decomposition of food. What is self-decomposition? When we left the food, okay, you see some smells are coming out, that spoilage of food takes place. So there is some microorganism which takes some action and start spoiling the food. Okay, so when we add food preservative, so the time of decaying increases. So this is the principle of food preservation. Okay, if something is spoiled in 3 or 4 days, when we use food preservatives, so decaying time increase, so it will decayed after, let's say, 1 month, 2 month, or even can be half a year, 6 months, so depending upon the type of food preservation we are using in it. Okay, also this is important that food preservation helps to maintain the same taste, flavor, and to prevent the growth of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms. There are some methods. The most common modern method for food preservations are canning. Okay, canned food are used. Freezing. Okay, you see, meats are used, and meats are preserved in freezers. Okay, so they can be used after a long time also. Some chemicals are there. Pasteurizations method is used. Okay, nowadays modern techniques are used. The food is exposed to gamma rays or X-rays or electron beams to delay or eliminate sprouting or ripening, and to control the growth and spread of insects. Okay, so these are the things which are used in our day-to-day life to food processing method, preservations. Okay, to increase the nutritive value, to increase the time of consuming the things, means can be used after long time also. Okay, so there are some names. Chemical benzonates, this is a preservative, and it is used for preserving colored fruits and vegetables. So sodium benzonate, should remember this name. Sodium benzonate are used in preserving colored fruits and vegetables. There is another chemical called potassium metabisulfite. It is a source of sulfur dioxide and is used for preservation of colorless fruits. Color fruits means like lychees, apples, they are colorless fruits. Okay, glacial acetic acid or vinegar is used for preserving sauces and pickles. So these are pectin powder is used for preserving jams. So these are some names of food preservatives. Okay, now another important use of chemistry in our day-to-day life is cosmetics. Okay, we all using cosmetics in our day-to-day life to keep ourselves to keep our external parts of body clean, healthy, and good looking. Okay, we are using creams, deodorant, talcum powders, shampoo, conditioners, or no, lip paints, and everything. Okay, we are using lotions, deodorants, so they all have some connections with chemistry. Okay, there are some names of the chemicals used in that. Most of the forming cosmetic products such as toothpaste, shampoo, and shower gel have sodium lauryl sulfate. This is a chemical which is used in these things. So toothpaste, shampoo, and shower gel. Okay, talcum powder has magnesium carbonate and zinc oxide. Okay, so this can be we should know what talcum powder contains. So it's a talcum powder contains magnesium carbonate and zinc oxide. The cream we are using contains zinc oxide. Nail paints which we use and lip colors contain titanium dioxide. So these are the things which, these are the chemicals which are added in these cosmetics. Okay, titanium dioxide is also used in sunscreen. Okay beta, is it clear? And see, clothing clothing has also some connection with chemistry. Okay, early times we are clothes are used by ancient peoples also. So silk, they are getting clothes, they are getting the thread from silkworm. Okay, and they are natural fibers also, which is obtained from the nature, and after that they start weaving the things. Okay, so natural fibers are those fibers which you obtain from nature. Okay, that is from plants or even from animals. Okay, so plants and animals, the fiber which is obtained from plants and animals are called natural fibers. After that, because due to the lot of requirements of clothes, so man started making fibers artificially using the by using chemical substances. Okay, so such fibers are called as synthetic fibers. Okay, and there is some advantages also using synthetic fibers and some disadvantages. Okay, advantages are they are more durable as compared to natural fibers. They are easy dyeability. Okay, stretching power is stretching power is more. They are more waterproofing as compared to natural. So these are some advantages of synthetic fibers. As there is some advantages, so there are also some disadvantages also. Okay, they can cause allergies, stickiness. Okay, they are not meant for all the weathers. Okay, they can catch fire immediately. So to overcome these disadvantages, people used to mix some natural fiber and some artificial fibers. So then when we mix natural fiber and artificial fiber, a new fiber obtained called as semi-synthetic blended fiber. Okay, the example of semi-synthetic blended fiber is terracotta, and which is a combination of terylene and cotton. You know, cotton is a natural fiber and terylene is a man-made fiber or synthetic fiber. Okay, is it clear to you?